It is great to be back here, and I feel like I have a special connection here because I have so many personal friends, writers, and as I was telling the librarian today over at the city library, of all the schools in South Carolina, your school has the best creative writers, better than USC, better than Clemson, better than anywhere, and that's just true. And I hope that you all recognize that, what a great gift that is to have so many talented writers here among you. I wanted to, since Valentine's Day is coming up in a few days, I thought I'd start off with a poem about romance. And it's a poem based, as Ken said, a lot of my writing is based on my background. And in the late 1800s, one of my relatives in Buncombe County, which is near Asheville up in the North Carolina mountains, a young man, he was not married, about 21 years old, and he had put in his spring crops and was getting ready, had a couple of weeks where he didn't have to do much, but he went up into Virginia. Nobody in the family knows why he went up there, what mission, but anyway, he found something up there that he couldn't leave behind, and this is about what happened when he went up there. And a friend of mine's a writer named Fred Chappell up in western North Carolina. He gave me some advice about 15 years ago. He said, with a last name like Rash, you should use that, pun on that whenever you get a chance in a poem. So this is a love poem based on something that actually happened in my family. It's called The Exchange. Between Wytheville, Virginia, and the North Carolina line, he meets a wagon headed where he's been. Seated beside her parents, a dark-eyed girl who grips the reins in her fist. No more than 16, he'd guess, as they come closer, and she doesn't look away or blush, but allows his eyes to hold hers. That moment, their lives pass. He rides into Boone at dusk, stops at an inn where he buys his supper. A sleepless night, thinking of fallow fields still miles away. The girl he might not find the like of again. When dawn breaks, he mounts his roan, then backtracks, searches 3 days, hamlets and farms, any smoke rising above the tree line before he heads south toward home. The French Broads Valley, where spring unclenches the dogwood buds as he plants the bottomland. Come night, by candlelight, builds a butter churn and cradle. Cherry headboard for the bed, forges a double eagle into a wedding ring, and then back to Virginia, and spends 5 weeks riding and asking, from Elk Creek to Damascus, before he finds the wagon tethered to the hitching post of a crossroads store. Inside, the girl who smiles as if she'd known all along his gray eyes would search until they found her. She asked one question, his name, as her eyes study the gold smoldering there between them. The offered palm she lightens, slips the ring on herself so he knows right then the woman she will be. Bold enough match for a man, Rash is his name. So a happy ending, Some people say my stories are very depressing, but that's one that actually has a positive